Hi guys, in this episode of the Nostalgia Trip, I'm going to be continuing with my reactions to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the 1987 series. Currently we are on Season 3, Episode 11, April Fool. And I gotta say, I am hoping that I'm actually going to enjoy this episode far more than the last one, because if you didn't get the memo with the last episode, I found that episode really repetitive and not really that entertaining. And it's a shame because until that point, by and large, the season was actually really fun. I really enjoyed it. And I still enjoyed the vibe of the last episode like I have for every single episode of the season so far. But the plot itself was just a little too boring for me. So I'm hoping that this episode is actually gonna be more entertaining. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm kinda expecting for it not to be the case. It doesn't help also that I just finished reacting to today's episodes of Rise of the TMNT, which were really exciting. So I'm kinda coming off of the high of those two episodes, uh, and getting into this, and I'm just not really expecting for my excitement to really keep up to that in any way, shape, or form. But hopefully I will be wrong. It's not like I want to hate these episodes, especially because this is like the longest season of the show, so the more I enjoy it, the better it is for me. But if I don't, I don't, you know? But yeah, before we get into the episode and find out whether I am going to enjoy it or not though, I do want to remind you that you can get a full-on version of this reaction over on my Patreon or Ko-fi account, where by subscribing to the specific tiers I've created for it, you can get access to some or all of my full-on reactions, which includes cartoons, short live-action TV series, long live-action TV series, and movie full-on reactions. Alternatively though, you can also just stick with the YouTube versions of these reactions, since I do go out of my way to keep as much as I can from the best parts of the reaction into the YouTube video, but at the end of the day, it's up to you. Do you, you know? So yeah, enough chit chat about things that don't matter. Let's just get into Season 3, Episode 11, April Fool, in 3, 2, 1.
And today the city welcomes Emperor Alistair, ruler of Malacuria, and his daughter, Princess Mallory. The Emperor is here to sell the mining rights.
Oh, don't you love it when shows create completely fictional countries for no reason whatsoever? I mean, I get why they do it, because they don't want to piss off anybody, but still, it's kind of annoying.
You can't go to a fancy party looking like that. Come on, I'll have you looking like a new woman in no time.
But why would I want to look like a new woman?
Because it's the best way to find a new man.
You know, there's more to life than finding a significant other, Irma.
Have some, Michelangelo. Well, nature grows out, no thanks. A wise person embraces as many new experiences as possible. Master Splinter, perhaps you'd like
Man, am I the only one who thinks there is something wrong about the animation of this episode? It definitely doesn't feel like it has been for the last 10 episodes of this third season. Like, it feels like there is... Whoa!
Hi guys, it's me.
Gosh, April, you look just like a girl.
You look lovely, truly tubuloso.
Yeah, you clean up real good.
April, you make this ink
Damn!
young again.
Thanks guys.
And I
You're
didn't...
just a bunch of
And here I thought that she couldn't get any hotter.
rodents I know. And now I'm off to the Malacurian embassy to cover a fancy party.
Yeah, I think we should keep an eye on her. Better yet, too.
And now the turtles are down bad too.
Let's go.
So, as I was saying, it looks like there is more frames in the episodes. Like, the animation is smoother,
And looked after like a child.
You are the
but at the same time,
and you will not leave this
it
embassy
looks weirder and less,
Prepare for the masquerade.
I hate
I don't know how to describe it, like less concrete. It feels
mom as a princess.
more annoyingly fluid.
Oh, I'm sorry, Your Highness. I didn't know it was you.
Oh yeah, she's gonna be presumed to be the
You
princess.
should not be out here alone. You must come with us. It is time to dress for the masquerade.
Sure, fellas. Whatever you say.
This is gonna be the Christmas switch with Vanessa Hudgens all over again.
Costume ball? What costume? Of course we are. You will take us there at once.
Why would you let somebody dress like that? Like, I know it's a costume party, but those are some unsightly costumes, you know?
I made them myself.
Gargoyles. That's gonna be a show that I will cover eventually.
This is so boring. Martha will be furious, but I'd rather see the city than a bunch of stuffy officials inside.
Is the voice actress for April also playing the princess?
Why couldn't we stay at the party, boss? Yeah, we're real party animals. They all had my favorite chow, shrimp pie.
You truly are party animals.
If you don't stop whining, I'll dip you in something a lot less pleasant than cheese. With pleasure.
It's very convenient that they look so much alike.
April? April? April, answer me.
Hey, I smell pizza! That way!
Can you think about anything else other than pizza?
Hey, bud, you can be a head honcho and still have...
Yeah, I think the reason why I'm not enjoying the current animation is because it's weirdly far more exaggerated, and it just, I feel like, doesn't fit with the style of the show so far.
We don't have time to enjoy it. We're here to find...
And it just overall feels a lower quality.
Ooh, you mean before it turns into a pumpkin? That was a different princess, you bimbo. It looked alive to me. No, where are you taking the princess? We ain't got time to explain, Joe. It looks like some kind of turtle shell. I'll take this. Perhaps.
Is he gonna assume that the turtles were the ones who kidnapped her?
They must be sealing off the escape routes. Blast through the floor. Quickly. Does this mean we don't get no shrimp puffs? Turtles! They must have cracked the shell in Mallory's room. Guards, seize them!
Yep, I thought so.
It's a lovely party, but we really can't stay.
How have they not heard of the turtles in New York? They've been on TV, goddammit.
Until the big polite stop stalling, Princess Mallory has been kidnapped from the Malakurian embassy.
No, I haven't. I'm right here. Oh, poor father. I've got to get back to the embassy.
Yep.
Taxi! Taxi!
Just as I thought. This isn't Princess Mallory, you moronic mutants. It's April O'Neil.
I mean, to be honest, they both look and sound very much alike, so...
We're going to make the best of a bad situation.
Shredder, everywhere you go is a bad situation.
Hell yeah, it is.
Halt! Hands in the air or we open fire.
No.
With what? You're carrying only swords.
We're searching for our friend, April O'Neil. She looks just like you, Your Highness.
Yeah, so much so that we think she got kidnapped instead of you. Oh no! We must get to the roof. Come, we'll take the back stairs. Make sure the exit stays sealed.
Yes, Your Highness.
I'm glad she showed up to help. Man, I can't believe how much I've been relying on April's haircut as a recognizable character trait. Now that she has this different hair, it's so hard to remember that it's April, that she's April.
Chance, Shredder.
As you wish.
I sure hope that's clean.
Are we almost there?
Also, she's so pretty, man.
Just a few more.
You have what you want. Now release my daughter. Only after I get where I'm going. And don't try to follow us.
I can't hold on much longer.
You won't have to. Look.
The turtle foil.
How convenient!
Great.
I have the Lithium-90. Send a module alongside the art museum.
For once, you've done something right.
I mean, he has done something right plenty of times. It's your fuckers' ego and waste of time that has always been your downfall.
Where's the module?
It's inside the museum.
Inside the museum? You fool! You fouled up the triangulation.
So sue me.
So sue me. I love how just right to the point that answer was. Hell yeah. I love that she's not just a damsel in distress.
Now can we blast them, boy? Blast away, my moronic.
I'm hearing no blasting.
I am placing you under house arrest.
Much as I hate to disobey a royal command.
So looks like Shredder beat us this time.
No, he didn't. The Lydium-90 sample is worthless.
Worthless?
Lydium-90 is highly unstable. Subjecting it to pressures like those found 10 miles beneath the Earth will cause it to disintegrate. Maybe...
Oh, come on. I was just about to say, wow, it's actually refreshing that Shredder actually managed to accomplish something for a change. Because I've gotten tired of the failures happening every single episode.
Yeah.
Give it here, give it, give it, give it.
What's going on here?
I don't know.
I guess you're not so much of a genius anymore, Krang. Oh, crud.
Shredder, you idiot! I could have been bound to bits!
How is that his fault?
Me.
Hey, the Sumi is back. Hell yeah.
Done well, my turtles.
Well, what do you think?
You still look fabulous as hell. Damn, I actually see a little bit of 2012 April in that face there at the end. It's shocking how much I can actually see the face of the 2012 April. They really did a good job with that version of April. Damn. And also, I think I already mentioned this before in one of the episode reactions, but I did not expect to actually have a crush on this version of April like all those other people who grew up with the show, have watched it, did. I definitely did not. And this is another episode that just makes me fall in love with her. I mean, I love her personality, I love her her look. She is pretty, she is hot, and in this episode she wears a beautiful princess dress. Like, how can I not like her? But the thing is, again, like in other situations, I'm really kind of in two minds about this, because I don't know whether I'm into her or I want to be her. Because for those of you who don't know, which hopefully is not many of you, I am trans. I might not look it because I don't have the means to transition, so I do not look feminine in the slightest, but I am, and I do want to transition once I have the means, which you could help me with by supporting me on Patreon or Ko-fi. So yeah, I do want to look like her. I wish I could look like her, but I can't, so it's really sad and depressing, but what can you do? One of my wishes in life is to eventually buy a bunch of princess dresses, because it just feels so gender affirming for me. Like, I wish I could wear that. But yeah, that was probably the biggest, the most exciting part of the episode for me, the kind of switch between the two. Because it's kind of, it's not so much a body swap, but it's essentially kind of the plot of those Christmas movies on Netflix with Vanessa Hudgens, which I haven't watched myself, but I've watched really entertaining reviews and reactions of them, so I am familiar with them. But it kind of felt reminiscent of that, and it was decently interesting, definitely more interesting than the dinosaur episode that we had last time, but still, overall, I feel... I mean, actually, honestly, no. I think I actually enjoyed this episode overall as much as I did for most episodes of this season. I definitely think so. Thinking about the feeling that I had when I watched last episode and comparing it to this one, I definitely felt more entertained by this episode compared to it. Far more. Pretty much on par with other episodes of this show. The biggest things that kind of threw me off guard, I guess, in this episode was the weird animation that we had, which was far more fluid and exaggerated, which just feels weird and made the episode feel weird. But other than that, the plot and the pacing were really fun and really exciting. And it's kind of crazy how much the pacing of this show has improved from the first season to this third season. It's only like 3 years. Like the first season was 1987. This would be 1990 or 1991, and yet the pacing actually feels far more in line with the kind of pacing that I had, that I enjoyed watching cartoons when I was a kid. You know, in the early 2000s, it feels far more in common with that level of pacing. Like it feels far more fast-paced. It might be just that I've gotten used to the speed of the pacing in the show after watching 3 seasons of it, but yeah. Because like I feel like in the first season every dialogue was going on so slow, the animation was so slow, and that kind of made it a bit of a chore to watch through this show. But in this episode, for example, we have this instant clapback by Krang towards Shredden saying "sue me," and like I feel like that's the biggest example of the speeding up of the pacing of the show, and I honestly enjoyed for that. I think overall this was a pretty fun episode. It's definitely a memorable one for me personally. But yeah, I don't know. Definitely by the end of the episode I grew to enjoy it far more than I did for the last episode. But I don't know if it's like my favorite or anything. It definitely was better. I definitely kind of changed my opinion towards the end of it now that I think about it. And in terms of a rating, I think I'm honestly going to go with like a solid 8.4 out of 10. It was a pretty fun episode. I feel like there was more that could have been done to kind of spice it up, because it did have a slight moment in the middle of the episode where I felt like it was going on a little repetitive. But overall it was fine. I definitely enjoyed it. But yeah, what did you guys think about this episode? Comment your thoughts down below and let's have a discussion about this. And also, before we end this video, I just want to give a huge shout out to my currently 5 patrons on Patreon. Omar Bridgman, Deadpool, Corby Dead, Etsap123, and Soap93160. Thank you guys for your support, I really appreciate it. It really means a lot to me that you have decided to support me, you have continued to support me such a long time. Hope you continue to enjoy my content and continue to support me going forward. Thank you very much. Another thing that I also want to tell you guys before we end this video is something about me that some of you may or may not know, that will also explain why do I look and dress the way that I do. That being the fact that I am trans. In particular, I am somewhere between a non-binary person and a trans woman. I'm not quite sure at the moment and probably won't be sure until I talk to a professional who deals with trans people, but that is where the reason why I'm telling you all this comes. I need your help. Due to the fact that I live in a homophobic and transphobic Eastern European country with a family that won't really accept the fact that I'm trans if they found out, there is not really a feasible or easy way for me to transition here with minimal repercussions. So that's why I would really appreciate any kind or any amount of support that you guys can give me with this. That said, I don't want to guilt trip you or anything, so if you don't want to or you don't have the means to help out, that's fine, don't feel bad. I just want you to know that it would be greatly appreciated if you did help me out get out of this situation. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, and thank you for hearing me out. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like, subscribe. Also, check out the description to my Wattpad, where I post my stories, because in addition to doing all these videos on my channel, I'm also a writer. And if you don't enjoy my stories or simply enjoy my videos, you can head over to my Patreon or to my Ko-fi account, where you can pledge your support and help get the channel going, help support me so I can keep writing stories you enjoy. But if you don't want to do it, that's completely fine. You can still help me out in other ways, like liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and especially sharing this video with somebody who you think might enjoy it. And I think that's pretty much it for this video, so hopefully I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye!